Yo, what up? What up? It's your
What's up,
boy
man?
Breezy in the motherfucking his ass. So, for all y'all out there, I'm bringing in my cousin, man. My cousin Chris, from Kansas. I mean, well, he's from Texas, but he lives in Kansas currently. So, and he's on his phone, so I had to adjust the thing so it looked right. But so you get to see less of my beautiful studio background, but more of his ugly mug. So
Shit.
what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm
How
doing
you
all right,
doing?
man. I just
Same
fucking
old,
just
same
kind of
old.
kicking back. Yeah, kicking back, man. Vacation sober, but it's all good, man.
Yeah, yeah. I hear you. For all those that don't know, Chris used to be a huge drinker, and me and him both, man. But he got diagnosed with MS, and so he had to lay back on booze. I haven't gotten diagnosed because I don't go to the doctor, so I'm still lucky. Oh yeah. So you're saying
Yeah.
it's fucking hot as fucking muggy up there, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely, man. We're not supposed to even be out in the sun and the heat, and I kind of do it as like a test your skills, gauge on how your health's doing. And I mean, I didn't do too bad today, but 3 hours out there, shirt was wet, drawers wet, pants. I was just like, leg did okay, but I was just like, yeah, I'm coming in. And after hitting this big ass red mosquito and all, I'm like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because as the doctor's like, stay away from the heat. It makes the symptoms worse. And I'm just like, yeah, it's screw that. Still gonna do some yard work and shit. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was paranoid as fuck. When I was sawing down some vines with a machete, I was looking for copperheads. You know what I mean? And especially if
Yeah,
you're sawing down a vine, it's like, oh, that could be a snake. But
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what I got hit with fucking last night, dude. That fucking thing threw me for a loop, dude. That wasn't no punk. I mean, you know me, you know how we grew up. Like we seen some crazy shit, and like Uncle Daniel and everything. You never go to the doctor for shit or anything like that. You get stabbed in the ass and just have someone sew you up, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So I didn't go to the doctor, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, we're sitting there watching cartoons, and he's like, "Motherfucker, you're supposed to keep me awake." And he's sitting out there, Bugs Bunny and shit, and he's got a big old gauze patch, and where he got stabbed, his ass is sticking out. It looked like a duck tail, just because of all the swelling and shit. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, just on that story, man, I'll put my end on it. You can put your end on it, but for people that are like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?" So me and my cousin Chris, we were at our Meemaw's house, and she got like a phone call, and she was like, "What the fuck? What's going?" And then we didn't really know exactly what was going on. And this is the way I remember it. And then all of a sudden, I think it was your mom's dogs that she was babysitting started barking in the back
yeah.
in their backyard. And what was that? That was what were those two little fuckers' names?
I think it was
Um,
Rocky. No, yeah, I know one of them was probably Rocky. He was a Chinese pug. I can't remember what the
yeah,
other one was.
the little mini Doberman, that little
Yeah,
fucking thing. Yeah. And so our uncle comes busting in the door, fucking covered in blood. And he's like, quick, get a trash bag. so,
yeah,
so we like get a trash bag, and he's bleeding all over the place. He got stabbed in his ass with a freaking, what was it? It was like a big ass like a Bowie knife or a buck knife or some shit like
yeah.
that.
He said it was a hunting knife, and then the guy was going to try to go back behind him and stab him in the kidneys. And then he's like, "Yeah," and I pulled that army move and I tapped his hand down, and he stuck me in the ass. But I got him. I'm going to get him. He's sitting there laughing and doing this army shit while he's got a hole in his butt and he's bleeding all over the fucking linoleum. You know what I mean? And he's laughing about it too. I mean, I don't know if he was drinking, but I mean, he
Yeah,
came in hard,
yeah,
like, and that was whenever Rambo came out. He came in just as crusty as that motherfucker, you know.
yeah, man, and yeah, he's like bleeding all over. And then like I remember one point, well, he made Chris wash his balls. He was like, you gotta
Yeah,
wipe
yeah.
all the blood off the
I'm the
ball.
older one. How the fuck did I get on ball cleaning duty? You know what I mean?
And how old were we? We were fucking young, dude. We had to
I
be in
fuck.
like
I don't.
I think
Yeah,
I was
I
in
don't even.
elementary.
Yeah, well, shit. If that's the case, I had to have been like sixth grade or something. But yeah, and his drawers were about as red as my shirt and everything. He's all. And then I looked and I seen the uniball, and and now granted, being a kid, yeah, I watch those war movies and I see my uncle stabbed. I'm just like, yeah, I can handle that. But then I'm like, you've only got one fucking testicle. That's what fucking scarred me. You know what I'm saying? And it was a big old motherfucker too. Yeah, I don't know how I got volunteer, but that's some bullshit. And then he's all, you're not even cleaning me. I'm like, hell no, I'm not touching that shit. Get the fuck.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, man, no bullshit, man. He was bleeding all over. And then I remember even faking he was dying. He was like, I'm starting to see the light, you know. And he's like passed
Yeah.
out, and we're like, oh shit, he's dying right in front of us. And he's like, you little motherfucker, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he can't he was like he's like signing out and everything, then he would come back hard like a fucking drill instructor, you know what I mean? Like, you motherfuckers. I mean, he made Joe Pesci look fucking weak, you know what I'm saying? But it's your own uncle all covered in blood, stabbed and shit with gauze, and I know the knife hit him a couple times too, because he had some slash marks on his arm, but I don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah,
fucking ass, but
yeah,
that was a flesh wound. That was pretty damn bad, man.
yeah. That was fucking gnarly, dude.
Well, that's how he got his nickname, because right after I had to fucking get near his cannon, you know what I'm saying? Then I started calling him Uncle Musket, and he would get mad too.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess they don't make him that hardcore anymore. Either that or the shit runs in our family. One of the two.
Yeah, I think it's either that or it either runs in our family or it's just the way that the way we grew up with that shit. We just don't. We don't. We'll just be like, roll that. Almost lost a limb, or like when I chopped my pinky off. I was just like, no, it'll be good, and everyone's like, no, dude, you need to go to the ER. And I'm like, no, man, it's just I just nicked it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I always thought that was normal, but I guess popular vote maybe not. But fuck, it's us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. A lot of the things that me and you actually, our whole family considers normal is very, very abstract for normal.
Yeah.
They're like,
Tell you what.
dude, that's insanity, and we're like, no, that's regular.
Well, hell, and even then with Uncle Daniel, you remember he was babysitting us, and he'd pass out drunk on the couch in his BDUs and shit, and then we'd piss him off, and we'd get him up against the wall and do like on that Charlie Murphy where he beat the shit out of his legs, and then take off running, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker!" And then as soon as the laugh went, "Where are you?" And then he's chasing us, and then he starts throwing like bricks, and I mean like
Bricks,
big
yeah.
projectiles. I mean, and I'm like, I was just playing. I'm not fucking playing, you motherfuckers.
I remember that on Indian Head, dude. We finally got up the gall to kick his ass. We jumped him in the hallway. And then as soon as we hit the door, man, we were outside, dude. Bricks started flying past us like mortars, dude. It's like crazy. He's out there, or the China berry shit.
Oh yeah,
Get the rubber
yeah.
hose and shoot China berries at her asses.
Fuck yeah, and I don't, man. I mean, we don't got China berry trees up here, but fuck, man, they were they were good ass projectiles. I mean, you could just pick them from the lawn, have a pocket full of weapons. You know what I'm saying? And you can fuck some shit up with a China berry. I mean, it's worse than a paintball. I mean, I'm
Hell
telling
yeah.
you, man.
Yeah, no shit, dude. And then if he caught you, then he'd just use the rubber hose to beat you with it.
Yeah, he would implement his own weapons, and even then, I remember we tried making some armor where we got like I don't know, what was it, a Skaggs Alpha Beta, like a paper bag, put it on our heads, and glued the little periscope thing from like a 3-liter bottle of Sprite or
Three
some
there,
shit.
yep, yep.
That didn't
Yeah,
work
we
on Uncle
made
Daniel because he's coming for a challenge. He's gonna beat the shit out of you through. The next thing you know, you're getting pounded, and then your paper bag turns around and you're getting all fucked up.
Dude, Meemaw's still got that on VHS somewhere, man. I gotta get that. You know, especially before she passes, man. I wanted to get her one of those legacy boxes so we can get all of the old home videos and shit and get them
Oh yeah,
digitized. You know, is
you know,
that
and
there's go
go
ahead,
ahead,
man.
man.
Well, there was just
Well,
dope ass shit on there, like you making me eat broccoli and shit. Because Chris was older; he's older than I am. He's 3 years older. So when you're a kid, that's a big difference. And man, we used to fucking fight and shit in the backyard, and he'd pin me down. And he'd be like, "Eat broccoli," and rip grass, like shove grass in my fucking mouth. Eat broccoli.
well, I mean, at least there was Bermuda. You know what I'm saying? But in hindsight, too, I'm glad there weren't any dogs in the backyard that day. You know what I'm saying? That would have been some nasty stuff.
Yeah, no shit. Literally. Dude,
And
that's
and
a
even then,
weird
too, I
that's
was
a
gonna
weird
say,
go ahead.
go ahead, man.
No, you go for it. Go for it.
I was gonna say, your mom told me a story once when we were both, I mean, little runt ass kids. I mean, she said you were running around in your diapers, and I guess I had on my tough skins or whatever kids wore in the '80s, and there was a dog in the backyard, and we held it down and we were pissing on it, and we were like taking turns. I mean, I wouldn't do that to a dog. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I'm sure that dog would have pissed on me, or like that one big ass dog that mounted my ass and was trying to hump my leg and shit.
It was jumping your ribs, dude. That was the first time we ever got drunk. That was it. It was at Uncle Junior's, and they were having the New Year's party over at what was it, Martin's, or what was his freaking name?
Marty, I think.
Marty, yeah. And me and you stole a bottle of champagne, went around the side of the house and drank it. We were like, dude, we had to been at that era on Juniper. I think I was in like maybe first, second grade, something like that.
Yeah,
And me and you
I don't
polished,
know.
yeah.
It's got to be
And
before 1990. You know what I'm saying? Because that
oh,
goes
dude,
way.
that was like 85. I want to say like 85.
Damn.
But yeah, because that's the one where the notorious picture was taken with that has all of us, and it just shows just the top of my head, and Marty's got the fake dick out.
Oh yeah, your mom's laughing.
On my mom's, yeah. But yeah, and that fucking his big ass, I think it was a Doberman, or it was a Great Dane. I don't remember, but yeah, we were out there sitting there drinking. What up, Audacious? We're up there drinking, and he just had caught a liking to you and like tracked you down and jumped on top of you, started mounting and humping your ribs and shit. He was just going to town on you.
Yeah, that was fucked up. I mean, I guess it's karma coming back, because me and you being kids, we know it's New Year's and all the grown-ups are getting there drunk and laughing and playing poker and shit and being loud. So leave it to us to find that bottle of booze. And I don't know who it was, but we drank their shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did.
Wouldn't have even thought two kids. You know what I mean? Yeah, screw that damn dog, man. I mean, yeah, that was not even called for. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
That shit
fuck that.
was hilarious, dude. Oh, that was hilarious, man. Yeah, we could spend. We should just start doing regular shows, just because all the shit that we've done, especially even before we were teenagers, man, is just you could take up 9-10 hours just talking about all this shit,
Oh hell yeah,
like
man.
the muskrat thing and all that shit. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
yeah, fucking Oklahoma City and everything.
Oh yeah, okay. See, what was that dude named Kai or whatever? He used to shoot us with those fucking. He put what do they call it? I don't even remember what they're called now. They're like needles with a little ball on the end of it, about the size of a BB, and he put them in his BB gun and shoot us with them.
Yeah,
Remember
I'm not gonna lie, that kid was a fucking asshole, man. I mean, we were tough on
Bobby
each other.
pins? Yeah, Bobby
Yeah,
pins. Yeah,
yeah, I remember that shit, man. We should have whooped his ass.
yeah. We should have. I don't know why we didn't, dude. We had fucking splattered that dude. I don't know
I
why we
know, because
never
I mean,
did.
we're devious. I mean, especially you're thinking you're a sweet innocent ass kid, and then you wait for your uncle to get drunk, and it's like, do we get him? No, no, let him drink some more. He's gonna pass out. Then as soon as he starts snoring, that he just wakes up, and then he doesn't even expecting it. And two little ass kids. I mean, we couldn't like punch him in the face or nothing, but his legs were right on target. I remember he was blocking his groin. And then whenever we did, I just went after his freaking thighs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, those deep, because we knew how to frog. You know what I'm saying? And you'd hit
Yeah.
them big ass frogs where you'd hear the bone go punk. He's like, ah, ah. I bet you he felt like, or at least he felt like me with that big ass fucking dog mounting him. You know what I'm saying? Two little ass kids beating the shit out of his legs.
Dude, yeah, we went to town on him, man. That wasn't the only time, but I remember there's a couple times, especially when I started getting older, like when we lived off a Cameo, and like he started getting all belligerent and shit, and I was like, I'm not taking this from this asshole anymore, and I'd start wailing on him. I'd go for kidney shots, and like he'd be hitting me in the freaking head, and I'd be wailing on his kidneys, and he'd be like, afterwards, he's like, oh man, dude, I'm old. Don't be hitting all my kidneys like that. What the fuck,
Yeah. Unfortunately, now I can kind of feel some of his pain. You know what I'm saying, man?
Oh yeah, yeah. Now that we're old, yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
a kidney punch ain't like, like when you're a kid, you can just kind of shake it off. You know what I'm saying? Or even laugh it off. But
Yeah, absolutely. But we were always in there like that, dude. Like, man, I remember when we were kids, and I try to tell my kids that, like as they were growing up, because they're such softies, man. But like me and you, dude, like we would freaking remember Popo had that piano dolly. It was like literally a huge, like probably weighed, I don't know, 150 pounds, but it was that dolly. And one of us would get in a cardboard box at the bottom of the driveway, and the other would ride it down. And
yeah,
just,
we'd ram each other. We try to. Yeah, I remember that driveway had a fucking slope to it too. You could pick up some speed, man.
dude, hell yeah, dude.
And the way that you could tell you made a good impact because you hear crunch and then a bunch of shit. Then you'd hear you'd hear like a muffled up laugh in cardboard. You all right, man? Like, oh. I
Oh
mean, yeah,
yeah. Then wait for the ice cream man to show up.
hell, I mean, hell, even the way we played dodgeball, man. I mean, playing dodgeball with fucking basketball, just because I mean, we weren't like super poor, but we were limited on our shit. So the dodgeball was whatever you could find. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. In the comments, uh, Creektown, that's Tim. Yeah,
Oh shoot!
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let me hit the comments real quick.
You don't have
Now
to.
I got well, paranoid. I saw some tail lights behind me, but that's just our neighbor. It ain't no big thing.
You stopped your cam for some reason. I don't know.
I did.
You know.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
All
There
right,
you
cool.
go.
Oh,
Comments
that's
is
my
in the up. Yeah, comments is in the upper right.
yeah. I accidentally hit the CO. Yeah, see, that's what I hate about bifocals, man. They're freaking lifocals. You know what I'm saying? I get into more shit with these glasses than without them, but it's all good, man.
Oh yeah. So so yeah, so I wanted to touch a little bit, at least, for a minute on the weird shit about Kansas, because on my show I do a lot of uh you know paranormal or oddities or weird shit. And I know there's a bunch of weird. I'll send you a link, Cricktown. I know there's a bunch of weird shit with Kansas. What do you know about um, any of that stuff?
Well,
So,
I mean,
like, I know there's a bunch of underground shit. I know there's a lot of mob history shit. So, what do you know about that?
well, I mean, at least local lore over in Joplin, they have something called the Spook Light, and it's off of Route 66. Now, I personally haven't seen it, but I know a lot of people go there, and at least from, and it's been on TV before, but at least from what I've seen, no one can figure out what the hell it is. They're saying it's some holographic shit. They've tried capturing it in infrared, but with the current, like with the FLIR technology, I don't think you're going to be able to see it. But I mean, and that's one thing too. And I guess supposedly it moves. You know what I mean? But that, at least
Right,
that's the biggest one for this area. Now, as far as the underground stuff, this whole town is built on top of mines, and at least in this city, it used to be a boom town in the early 1900s, and there wasn't any regular Americans working here. It was all immigrants that they would get from Europe. It wasn't like slave labor, but this city was like maybe 10% English, the rest Italian, Slavic, German, and even to this day too. I mean, like I was saying, this morning, I mean, a house two houses down, there's a freaking sinkhole in their yard. You know what I mean? And then down the block, a lady had to get her house moved because her shit was on top of a sinkhole. And what's crazy is a lot of these mines weren't cataloged in the 1900s. So I mean, and then especially now with all this climate change, with it getting hot, there's a lot of like cave-ins and shit like that. So, and there's actually a lot of deaths up here too, at least in the mines. There's a couple major accidents, but I haven't heard anything paranormal about it. But I mean, but this whole town is just kind of like that. I've seen it on the maps. I mean, it's like
right.
an ant bed underneath it.
Crazy.
Was it
What up,
a
Creektown?
cold town? What up, y'all?
What's going on, man?
Bro, I miss you so much, man. I haven't talked to you since like I don't know, a week before the wedding.
Oh shit! Really?
Well,
Damn!
before that other dude's wedding.
Damn,
Before
man!
my wedding?
Yeah, yours.
Oh shit! Damn, that
Yeah,
was
3 years, right?
no that my original wedding it would to Brandy
No, 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 no,
or
no, no,
no
no, no,
no
no.
oh
The
no
the
no
most
no no
recent one.
oh okay gotcha. I was fixing to say god damn yeah
It was
no
it
that
was in
was yeah we're
it
going
was
on
in
3 years
pandemic days. That's
yeah
probably 3 years ago.
oh when Chris came down to the gas station
Nah, it was probably the second or third time you talked to him since way back.
because Chris has only been in Texas what that last time right and then
Yeah,
the Oklahoma
2019. Yeah,
yeah
other than that,
2019
20 years.
yeah
Nah, it was on the phone. He was at his house when we talked or whatever.
oh just okay talking on the phone type shit okay yeah I thought you
Yeah,
meant
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
seeing.
We was all on a con call. I was
Oh,
three
that's
sheets
right.
to the wind,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah,
That was a good
we're
conversation.
yeah, we were on a phone conference. Yeah, that was back when me and
Yeah.
Chris and UJ used to fucking be bullshitting all the time. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I miss it, man. I know my. I
Man,
don't
it's
know
good to
my.
see you, Uncle Daniel. I mean, Chris.
Yeah, you ever known me to have long ass hair? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I love the fact that you're making Breezy jealous.
I don't know this shit. I'd almost trade the damn hair, man, because this shit gets hot as fuck, man. Especially in the humidity. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's bad.
It
I mean,
does.
There,
It's a bitch.
there's a couple of people on this call that know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I just
yeah.
damn.
Dude, lately, man, my hair's been working against me, and I freaking wake up and it's like all in my mouth and shit. And I'm like literally pulling it out, and it's like halfway down my esophagus, and I'm like, what the fuck? It didn't do that for years, and now it's trying to fucking kill me, dude.
Yeah, it's
Like that creep
Sleep
probably
with a
show
hat
episode.
on.
Like that fucking creep show episode with Stephen King where he fucking gets the meteor shit.
damn. Yeah, I had me a bit of an accident at work. I was using one of those auto mechanic roller rounds, and I was underneath a machine. And I guess
Oh, I know
I
what
don't know.
thing
You know,
happened.
I've had short hair all my life, so you know, for me, it's just like getting back in the old days. You know, just jump in there, go in there, do the thing, pull out. Well, when I did, all of a sudden I couldn't fucking move my head, and I'm like, oh shit, my hair's wrapped around the little rollers. It was
Dude,
it's one of those little dills that they're on the swivel, and every time I would try to pull my head back, it would just like suck it in more. And
oh man, that thing will rip all your
normally
hair out.
I would roll off on my side, and and I have get my knife and cut a lock of hair off to escape. But I couldn't roll on my side because I couldn't move my legs because at that time I was having a lot of nerve damage. So I think I was probably underneath that machine for about 10 or 15 minutes and just cussing, getting pissed off. I knock a hose loose, then a bunch of bacon grease falls on my face. It's just like motherfucker. And then the guys heard me, and then they actually had to extract me out from under the machine. That little roll around, they acted like it was a bodyboard. Then they pulled my ass out, propped me up, and then the guy got a pair of scissors and he cut the fucking wheels in my shit. And I've got like two fucking caster wheels, like fucking Christmas balls. But I mean, it obviously it grew back, or at least it was so damn thick I couldn't even tell. But yeah, I don't screw around with that shit no more, man.
Yeah. I know the feeling, dude. When I first started using the little lay down pads to go up underneath cars, because back in the Gap when we worked on vehicles and shit, we didn't use any of that crap. You know what I mean? And then first time I was like, oh sweet, Pop's got the little layback roll arounds, and instantly hair, you're like literally fucking stuck to it and got to reverse it. So you got this big fucking caster hanging off you. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, hell, now it sounds goofy. Now I'll just get it up and like put it in a braid or something, or wrap it in a piece of leather. Like the natives used to do. I mean, that shit works pretty good. I mean, I tried the
Yeah.
bonnet and everything, but then screw that. But
Yeah, no, it takes some time to get used to it, man. I mean, I've had long hair since I was 14.
oh yeah,
I just kept growing it out. I wish it was like back in the Gap when I had it all the way down to my waist, but the good Lord said, no, we're giving you a limit.
hell yeah,
And
man.
that's what I get for cutting it. whenever I got that job and I shaved all my hair off, went bald.
At least none of us have gone bald
and
yet.
no. They say if you don't go bald by 30, you're not going to. But I sure as hell got a 6 head, tell you that much. Oh yeah. So what you been up to, Creektown? Oh, his mic's off. So back to the there you are, Creektown. So what you been up to, bro?
Oh, fucking work and court prep all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, work, sleep, eat, repeat. I feel that.
That's pretty much it. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
Oh yeah, man.
Good point. Yeah. Happy Father's Day. Dude, I got this for Father's Day. You can't read it, I guess, because of the lights, but it says cheers, Dad. So, and I got the entire Jen got me the entire discography or whatever of Tremors. Dude. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. Like I remember back in the day going, "This is the coolest movie ever," and I'm watching. I'm like, the acting is so bad.
Tremors as a kid. Yeah, it doesn't hold up. But you know what? When I introduced my kids to horror movies, that's where I started.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yep. Tremors Part 1.
Yeah, and then Jaden was watching. We got to part 2 last night. We watched part 1 and part 2, and he's like, it's funny too because like we didn't notice it when we were young because CGI would just hit the screen. So we're like, man, it didn't. And he's like, dude, that looks so bad. Like, look how fake that obviously is. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that shit was new to us. We didn't even notice.
Dude, it scared me to death.
Yeah. Just like when they yeah, that's and I was thinking about that. Tremors, the original, that's what it was. It was Jaws on land. Because they're stuck up there whenever everyone's climbing to the top of the buildings and shit. And it's like, yeah, don't go in the fucking water, don't touch the ground. The ground is lava type shit,
Yeah, and they're waiting for the badass fisherman to show up and blow some shit up.
Right. And that dude, the fucking gun nut in that one, he's the only dude that goes through all 7 of the movies. Like, so Bacon, and Reba and all them, they after part 1 they bailed out, and then after part 2 the other main dude bailed out, and so 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 it's all that one dude. He's like the only one that was like, yeah, I'll keep doing it because yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
I know that back in those days, I didn't cuss around the kids. The kids never got to hear any music with cuss words. I was super careful, but then I put that on, and it's nothing but shit, fuck, constant the whole movie.
Yeah. Dude, it's funny though, man. It made me kind of like have an epiphany about it. Is the only time that they apologize for cussing is when they say the GD word. And he's like, dog damn. And he's like, pardon my French, ma'am. And then she says it later on. So it goes to show you like how far, because back in the day, you could say damn, you could say ass, on regular public, but you couldn't say GD because it was, it was deemed, hardcore. But yeah, exactly. But now it's flung by the wayside.
Yeah.
So, Chris, what's the dealio with the mafioso in the Kansas area? Chris is a huge mafia aficionado, so to speak.
At least I really don't know much about the Kansas City family, which I think is no, it isn't Chevello, that's Dallas. It's on the top of my tongue. I don't know much about those guys, but I should, but I can tell you that at least in this area there is some local mafia lore where they were saying that this part of Kansas used to be like the retirement community for guys that got out of the big city, and they all settled in one area. And it is still a real strong it's an Italian American community, but it has a lot of mafia lore behind it. And even to this day, Chavella, that might be what I'm thinking of, because I know there's Chavello and then Chavella. I can't remember what the Dallas guy was. He was at Appalachian in 1957, but I do know that at least over here, even though I don't think there's any more active members, but that town, I won't even fucking drive there, because the last time I went over there, if you show up, even if you got Kansas plates, even if you got the veteran stickers, if you're a stranger, everybody's watching your ass. And talking to some of the guys that have lived there all their lives, I mean, I've heard a lot of stories about people disappearing, because this is an old mine community where we've got strip pits just everywhere. There's not a natural water body in this area. It's all basically flooded mines. And there's a lot of lore that a lot of problems basically went in those mines, and the pits with the water. And I mean, I don't know if they found any bodies, but people have found a lot of guns, just a lot of just miscellaneous stuff. But I mean, I just know that if you drive 15 minutes from where I live, you better be on your best behavior. And I mean, there's like zero crime in there, so there must be some influence, because I mean, the town where I'm at, there's all petty burglaries and shit. But I just know once you leave the city limits, you don't fuck up, and that's kind of a unwritten rule with everyone that's here. You know what I mean? And I do know, I want to say some local lore says that a guy named Joey Doves got pinched up in here. I guess they used to go up to Crawford County and they would hunt, and then supposedly that's how he got his nickname. And I know he was like a Chicago guy, but yeah, like I said, that's pretty much all I know about this area. But I know enough not to ask any fucking questions. You know what I'm saying?
According to Google, there was a dude in Kansas City that was the inspiration for something called Boardwalk Empire.
Huh.
Some TV show.
The show? Yeah, the show, Boardwalk Empire. Yeah, I never watched it.
And his name was Enoch Johnson, and he was called Nucky Thompson in
Boardwalk
Empire.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I've heard of him. He was
what's crazy?
Guy. Yeah, he was real close with Lucky Luciano.
So back in that time, there's a crazy story. I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard that the reason that America protects Jerusalem has a lot to do with when the Italian and Irish mobs joined together with this Jewish crime syndicate, and they ran the country for a good number of years through JFK and all that shit.
Yeah,
and so the reason why we're all still tied up with Israel is because of this old school mafia connections and the families that became our leaders, I guess. And so it turns out that in Kansas City is where the first Jewish, Italian, and Irish mobs came together.
Wow.
And then they built the governing principles that they spread across the country or whatever. Because them New York mobsters weren't hearing nothing. They were just Italian, and that was it.
Yeah.
But you get far enough down in the country, and you run into different parties or whatever, and
that's what,
like there's a lot of crazy history.
That's what I always kind of thought of it as. It was like, because you had the 5 families in New York, you know what I mean? And then you had the Chicago mob. So I figured like Kansas City was like the melting pot, you know, and then I think personally, just by the way I've read it, is that's what ended up moving out towards Nevada, you know, and out towards what we know as Las Vegas today, but wasn't Las Vegas back then, you know, and because that's where you have the Sicilian mob, right? You have the Chicago mob, and then you got the Meyer Lansky, you know, which was Jewish, obviously.
Meyer Lansky was one of the people that was pivotal in Kansas City when they were mixing them all together. Supposedly Capone was there, and Lucky Luciano, and Meyer Lansky, and then whoever the guy was that was running Kansas City at the time. Hold on, his name is here. John something or other.
Yeah, I wonder if that's the guy that,
because I'm on a website that I don't pay for. So
yeah, I know one guy got assassinated at a it had a political name behind it, but he got assassinated there. It might have been Benicio, I think. This is just from recollection. But yeah, it was pretty nasty. But supposedly Kansas City used to be the kind of like a hideout for a lot of people. They would go into New York, run from New York. They would either go to Arkansas or they would go to Kansas City where they had local, connections. And I don't know if it was Lepke Buckhalter, but they did a real famous. A guy went on the lam, and he had like political protection, legal, from law enforcement. This is like the 40s or 50s. It's obviously changed, but I know it was a big hot spot back in its day.
Yeah. There's definitely something about that, because back then, that was when they called the Midwest, and I always like when I was a kid, I'm like, it's not the Midwest. It's not even fucking close to the West. Like, you'd consider like Colorado Midwest. You know what I mean? I'm like, why the fuck?
I would agree with Colorado as Midwest.
Yeah, exactly. It's like not even close, dude. But a lot of that area was, unpopulated, or not populated at the time. So
Indiana's Midwest, and that's Northeast.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's just your vantage point. Where are you Midwest from? You know what I mean?
Dude, you're right next to Chicago.
Yeah,
because would LA consider it being the Mid East? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, you're damn near in Canada. I'm not calling you Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, El Paso is the north, somewhere in the northeast.
Right. Yeah. Eric lives in the mid east up in Arizona.
We just call it the Middle East.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, that's always kind of bugged the fuck out of me, man. So here's one of the things that I've been doing lately and having fun with, especially when we get to a time where it's like, what the fuck are we going to talk about next? Horror movie trivia, right? So let's do this, man. I'm gonna bug y'all's brains.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Is I'll give you on easy. Horror?
Well, no. But I'll start off easy. I'll start off easy.
right.
How was Jason Voorhees brought back to life in Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives? Come on, y'all got to know this one.
I'm don't even have a clue, brother.
It was a seance. It was like a Ouija board seance type thing.
No, it was whenever Tommy Jarvis, they dug the grave up and he stuck the fence post in his heart and the lightning bolt hit. And
that's what I said.
Frankenstein style.
That's
yeah,
what I said.
Totally. It's exactly what you said.
Yeah, verbatim.
So we'll give that one to Chris.
You think?
Damn.
So okay. All right, Chris. We're gonna dig in your memory a little bit. The treehouse UFOs fucking sighting. Let's hear your. Remember that? Because me and Creektown, we already did one of these on the channel, and I was like, yeah, my cousin Chris was there, and he was probably the most sober motherfucker because he didn't do drugs and shit. And so let's hear your rebuttal about that whole situation.
Just from my recollection, I was, I was out there smoking cigarettes with you guys. I didn't do any hard shit, but I just remember, what the fuck is that? And then oh my God, then everything just kind of got black. It was just like almost like turning off an old TV set and turning it back on, just from my perspective. And then remember, guys were like wanting to vomit, and I'm like, I kind of feel fucked up too. I was thinking, is it the heat? But I guess not. I guess, and then you're like, dude, what the fuck just happened, man? It's got to be aliens. And then I was just like, nah, bullshit. But then I was just like, well, wait a minute. What the fuck did just happen? I was like, no. I'll testify. I'm fucking sober during this shit. And then I was just like, I just wanted to say, I don't want my skinny ass in these fucking woods no more. You know what I mean? And that UFO incident actually had a profound effect on me. Good enough, I figured out ways to fuck with you guys for years based off of that, just off of that lore, which is factual. And I'm telling the truth, man. Like I'd get me a bottle of Crown and
wait. Hold up. You were a little ambiguous in your story there. Did you see the light?
For me, it was just kind of like a flash, just like a brief momentary flash. Like if you get hit in the head real hard, you kind of see stars. Just kind of like that,
Where were you on?
Do you remember the time? Do you remember the time?
No, I don't even, no, not at all, man. I knew it was at nighttime, but that's about it. I mean, the only thing I remember, I didn't feel normal until I went back inside the house, But I mean, like I said, it was just one of them.
Do you know what time it was when you went back to the house?
No. I mean, I don't think none of us carried watches back then, and I know cell phones weren't invented. You know what I mean? So I would have had to look on the microwave, but it's like I didn't do it. You know what I mean?
We had beepers.
Yeah. It was 12, about 12ish when it hit, and it was 3 in like an instant. Where were you on the treehouse? Were you underneath the platform, or were you on top of it?
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about.
Because I know you're the one that made the Windows Paint thing, and you showed the trajectory of the UFO piece.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was like an old ass computer, like Windows 95 or something. And
right, yeah.
And I just thought that was just totally weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then
it motivated me to fuck with you guys later on in the future. And I wish I could take credit for that joke, but that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yours was just the black balloon shit.
No, yeah, Chris never missed an opportunity to fuck with us. Not once.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you remember, Justin, but I'd sneak over to your house at my Cadillac. They'd give me a bottle of Crown, and I made like a plaster alien claw prop, like a big ass toe footprint.
I remember that.
And I would put those little feet print around your house, and then I would like melt glass, like like melt beer bottles and shit and aluminum cans elsewhere. And then I would dump it up around like a site where something landed. I would even make my own little crop circles. Now after that story about that fucking copperhead, I'm damn lucky I didn't get bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I had no business in Crown. But yeah, that UFO story motivated me to fuck with people, even just sneaking up on the house and running my fingernails down the side of the screen and then just leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck
was you?
Yeah, dude. I was actually on what was it, Saturday night, and I was talking about the way you did the dossier and shit on Steven, and like put the tracking device underneath the Suburban and shit.
Yeah, I don't
like. Go ahead, man.
I don't know if I made that fool. I don't know if I made him cry or what, but I remember they were fucking crumb snatchers. They would always steal our change. And I don't know what the fuck they were buying. Probably something like a candy bar, something stupid. If they would have been buying cigarettes or booze, I would have been like, "You're too young for that." But I respect that, But yeah, they were just buying just shit. So I was just like, I'm going to get even with him. So I went in his vehicle. I got a receipt, and I recognized the Cedar Creek store. I'm just like, oh, he got a Gatorade. He got this. He got that. And then, I call him up, and I was like, I hear you are stealing from my store. I have you on camera. We will be watching you. And he's like, no, dude, I didn't even fucking steal nothing. And like, you bought an orange Gatorade for $2.99, and you pocketed other things. So I kind of got him buttered up like that, and he's like, dude, I'm not even going there, man. And then that's later on when I planted that fucking bug in his car, and I made it legit too. I mean, I made it look real good, where I got like they didn't have Google Earth back then. I can't remember what the fuck it was, but I got a satellite shot, and I looked at the topography, and then I put a little map where you would post this van, like a cleaning van or something, surveillance, and then there would be spotters over here. This would be headquarters, and I left that in a piece of paper, but almost like an informant dropped him off, because I don't know if he thought he was hot shit, but I wanted him to think he was hot shit. So I left that and everything, and I just remember vaguely, like, he's like, no, dude, the cops ain't after me, man. But then when I planted that bug in his fucking car, I worked at the airport, so I actually had the battery from a, like the black box, the transmitter. I took one of those dead batteries out, and it was legit too. It was painted that fluorescent orange. It had the FCC shit on it. It had frequencies. I taped an antenna to the end. I got like some old computer parts and shit. Like I took like a Walkman earbud apart and planted it in there like a fucking microphone. And at least from what I heard, they got fucking paranoid, man. They're just dude. Like, I mean, they're like going through all their shit, checking their vehicles. And I don't know. I can't remember if when they found out I was fucking with them, but they were mad as hell.
No, you let that thing roll for like 6 months, dude. Because I remember Steven fucking showing up with like a trash bag full of, stuff, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta hold on to this, dude. I freaking found this dossier," because it was like you had like the top secret, and it was like a folder, and it had like all this shit that he bought, all of his phone cut. Because I remember when he was drunk that one time and then passed out, and he got all of his contact numbers, and you like put all of his contacts and shit, like
Oh
his whole
yeah.
phone record, yeah. And he's like, dude, they're watching me, bro. You gotta help me out, man. Yeah, he dropped everything off with me, man.
Yeah, that was something bad. I feel regretful for doing that, but I mean, it is funny though.
Remember when we got them with the Myote moth?
The Myote moth. I remember the Myote moth.
Yeah, so for everybody out there, so dig this. So, you know, in Texas, we all know about the lechuza bird, right? And it's a witch that turns into a bird, and it has the face of a woman. So we were telling my little brothers, man, we were kids, and we were telling them about the lechuza and got them all, you know, spooked out, scary story style. And then we were like, but there's this other one. It's called the Myote moth, and it's this big. It's like an owl-like kind of a creature, and it has glowing red eyes. And I forgot exactly how it went, but like if it sees you, it'll take you, and some shit like that. So Chris freaking he builds this fucking moth out of like paper. What was it, paper mache or some shit?
Yeah, I think it was like anything we could find, like paper mache, soap, foam. I mean, tape on the inside, bicycle reflectors for the eyes. Because I do remember when they shine a flashlight, you wanted the eyes to reflect back. You know what I mean? That was the realism. But and I can't remember what I did for the teeth on that. But I mean, it looked cheesy as shit. But at nighttime, if you're a kid, it's gonna really scare the piss out of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. We were down at Port Aransas, and we were staying in that cabin, and we were drinking, what was it, the WL Weller and Sprite.
Yes.
And we were like, how old were we? We were maybe this is right about we knew Tim, so maybe around 15, 16ish. So they had to have been, you know, 10 and 11, you know. And we went down there and we were all sitting there drinking, and Chris popped off the Myote moth in front of them. And they got scared as fucking hell and like come running in the fucking cabin and shit. And they're like, dude, we see the Myote moth. I was all drunk, so I'm like, shut the fuck up. I got up and started frogging the shit out of them.
We were laughing our ass off. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was funny. Mean but funny.
Dude, you were the king of that.
If there's ever a story of Chris messing with somebody, I remember the one that haunted me the most was the potassium nitrate story.
What was that? I don't remember that one.
You know what saltpeter is?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Oh yeah, I'm an asshole.
And I was like, I was headed for a date night, and I was trying to clear the pipes, and it wasn't working, and I was scared, and I was like, no, this is too soon.
Yeah,
Some of these caused me the most stress. Like, I've had stress. Like, I've worked in a stressful job, but nothing compared to the stress of like a 20-year-old who can't make shit happen.
Get it up.
I don't even know what the dose I gave you, man. You know, I was just like acting like I was mixing up spices, man.
I don't even think I was 20. I think I was like 18.
No, yeah, that was on Cameo, dude. Yeah, you're still young
No,
as
yeah, I
shit,
might
dude.
have been 17, 16, 17 at the time. It was way too early for that to not work.
Well,
You
I
want to
mean,
tell that story, Chris?
yeah, I remember I had beef and everything, you know that, and I remember I got fucking shot. You know what I'm
I do.
saying?
Yeah, you can explain why it's justified or whatever. I ain't mad.
Well, no, you know,
Oh, yeah, that was the
I wasn't.
drive-by.
Yeah, I wasn't even getting my Mac on, but I was trying to. I was a few years older, but I was trying to do that shit, and then drive by with a BB gun, and then it's like, pink, and I still got that fucking scar too, man. I mean, that shit ain't healed, you know. And the BB never came out, but then
So
those girls were like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And the shit started all throbbing, and I'm just like, "That motherfucker shot me." So I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Payback's a bitch." So I was just like, "Yeah, saltpeter." You know, that's the only thing I could think. And now that I think about it, you know, it's wrong because I had saltpeter in boot camp. You know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't have done that, man. I mean, that was
That's
just
your
me.
timing couldn't have been better.
Dude, I forgot about that, dude. Holy shit,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I do remember us trying to mix up some saltpeter, making smoke bombs and shit. So I was just
Yeah,
like,
that was
ooh,
That's where it came from. Yeah, that's where it came from.
I was like,
yeah.
ooh, I know what I can do with this. But yeah, I
We were
didn't know
still
that.
buying pharmaceutical grade. We didn't even
Yeah,
know about stump remover back then. We were buying the pharmacy grade stuff.
yeah. And the
It
funny
cost a
part too,
fortune.
you didn't tell me that I got you good whenever that happened. You know what I'm saying? Well, I wouldn't admit it. Like,
Bro,
yeah, man,
I
it didn't
didn't
work. So I kept saying
look,
like,
that's not a story that you share with your homies when you don't know why it happened.
yeah, like I said,
You
it should
don't
have.
just go, hey, all of a sudden my stuff don't work, bro.
I was wondering if it got like, did I get him? Did I add enough? I don't know. It was like, like I thought about trying it on Justin. And I'm like, nah, man, it's all good. Because I used to poison Justin all the time with hot shit, So I was just like,
I
he's gonna be
remember
watching for me,
his payback was like chili peppers in a sandwich, and mine was
Oh,
no boner. Like, it's not even fair.
no boner versus yeah. No, but Chris got me fucking all the time with that shit, dude. Oh, the fucking all right, yeah. I'm gonna let y'all all in on it. I don't give a shit who's listening. So I used to be a big yo-yo dude. Like I always had fun, and I got it whenever me and Tim was going to the hospital all the time, and we just got yo-yos just to keep ourselves entertained. We got really fucking good at it, and so I had my favorite. It was a midnight, and
Black
my
midnight
favorite.
special.
Yep, it was my favorite fucking yo-yo. It was fucking badass, and I could fucking do tricks like crazy with it. And so it was like my boy, it was like my piece. And so like one day I woke up, came out to the living room in my mom's crib, smoking a bowl, and I'm like, man, and I grab my yo-yo and I like start, like fucking with it and like putting it on my face and fucking biting on it. And Chris is like in the fucking background. He's like on the other side of the couch. We have one of those L-shaped couches. And he's just like cracking up. He's like, oh, oh.
I remember that blue couch with the lazy boy feet.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck you laughing at, man? He's like, dude, I rubbed my balls all over that. I'm like, motherfuck. Like straight disrespected my yo-yo, bro.
I remember that because, like I said, I can't remember why I did it to fuck with you or to get back, but I'm just like, ooh, I've got his yo-yo. It's right here. And I was like, I got an idea. And I rubbed it down. I took it like it was a bar of soap, just kind of just sloshing it around. And then I said, I got an idea. And I rubbed it down. I took it like it was a bar of soap. Yeah, well, because it was almost like the right shape, like that basic soap that you do, and I just ball sacked it straight up, and then when I look and Justin's got it, and then he's rubbing it on his face, but then I lost it because I don't know why he did it, why someone would have even done it, but he put it on his eyelid, and he goes, "Oh." That's what I died. I'm like, why the fuck you got a yo-yo on your eye? Then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, you got my fucking, that's a bro yo because your homie rubbed his nuts on it. I felt bad about it, but I laughed too, man. Yeah,
dude,
yeah, I forgot about the yo-yo.
And then that one time I got up, I got up and Michael and Steve pissed him off. The Crumb Snatchers pissed him off for some fucking reason. And I walk into the kitchen and Chris has this fucking, he has these napkins, or paper towels. And he's like sitting there trimming his pubes and shit. and I was like, dude, what the fuck are you fucking doing? He's like, oh, I'm getting these motherfuckers back. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, man. And he like starts trimming his armpit hair and shit all on the napkin. And then he gets a bag of Doritos and he like pours it in the fucking bag of Doritos. He's like, yeah, these motherfuckers are gonna pay. Start shaking it up. I'm like, holy fucking shit, dude. I'm like, and my brother's like, and they're like, dude, you want some? And I'm like, nah, I'm fucking good, bro. Oh, none of that shit. I saw what Chris did to that shit, dude.
I can't remember what they did, but that was uncalled for. I wouldn't do that to none of my cousins, but maybe when I was younger, I was just like, yeah, I got you, motherfucker. But but they did eat all of our shit, and I got a guy like that so, especially if you get the bag of Doritos and you're all licking your fingers and shit. Little. I took various hair samples. I wanted to get the full base covered. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember sneaking in the room and like putting like toilet paper by their face and shit. And they all swatted off like
I remember that. I remember that time when you came back on leave and you had learned a new trick, and that was where you would take a piece of toilet paper and wipe your ass with it and then put it in their mouth while they were asleep.
Oh shit. Yeah, dude. You're ruthless, bro. You're fucking ruthless, man.
Fucking savage. And like maybe we didn't deserve the level of retaliation, but there wasn't anything he ever did that we didn't earn.
Yeah, we deserved it. Are you frozen, Chris? Or I think he's frozen.
He doesn't want to.
Yeah, move your head left or right. Yeah. Say something, shit. All that retaliation got him frozen. Yeah, that was. Oh, he's gone. Fuck. All right. Well, hopefully
he's like, you told too many secrets at this point. Yeah. I gotta go.
I'm ghosting. Fuck that.
I fucking miss that guy.
Yeah, dude. Some of his shit, man, fucking
like he's the personification of the thing that Jordan Peterson talks about, where he's like, you can get away with something for a certain amount of time. Like you can squeeze a balloon, but it's going to at some point come out another part of your hand that you're not ready for.
Right.
And
yeah, no shit.
That's Chris right there.
Dude. Man.
I don't think there's a single thing I ever did to Chris that I didn't get paid back for, even if I don't know it happened.
Right. Dude, yeah, we always got fucking, I'm just texting him right now. Yeah, we always fucking got back for all the shit that he fucking, or all the shit that we did. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, there's so many fucking stories, dude, you know, from back in that gap where Chris was always just like, he was always like the mellow one, and me and you were always fucking getting fucked up. Big time fucking stoners and drinking and then, you know, we
like
fucking exactly.
Like I mean, Chris is the embodiment of the Sigma. You know what I'm saying? like this motherfucker just took a 90-degree turn and got you.
Yeah, no shit. Now I bet his fucking phone fucking died because I told his ass fucking the live shit will like drain the shit out of your phone, so you need to keep it plugged in. He's probably like plugging it back in and restarting it. So for all the listeners out there, we're still going. We still got another 45 minutes to fucking.
I mean, I don't even need Chris here to tell you some of the shit that he has done.
Go with one of them, dude. Let's do it.
Well, like,
give me what you got.
We didn't really flesh out like why he poisoned me, but that was a pretty funny fucking day. You know, that was when he was working at the Sonic. And
on North
and
Main.
we were sitting on the back porch. We were sitting on the back porch drinking, and you know, other stuff.
Yeah.
And we decided for whatever reason we needed to do a lap around the neighborhood in the El Camino, like true white trash we were. We needed to go cruise the hood in the Bondo del Camino. Didn't even have primer covering the Bondo. But and you know, for whatever reason we had BB guns, 2 BB pistols in the car because you know we needed them.
Right.
One of them was a CO2 powered BB pistol that was like an auto loader. It was semi-auto, and the other one was a spring action that you had to load each time. And
yeah, it looked like the 1911, and you could put like darts or 13.
You could put a dart in it or a pellet, or you could just cock it and it would throw a BB.
Yeah.
And we went cruising around the hood and we saw him with the 2 neighborhood skanks. The one was just like really ugly, and the other one was like she was ugly, but at least she was fat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh
you know,
yeah,
she made up for it.
That chick. Man, I forgot her name.
Ellie.
Betty or something. Huh?
Ellie.
Oh, Ellie. Yeah. I was saying Betty. Yeah, Ellie.
And he had, you know, he was between the 2 with one arm around each one, and he was just pimping it down the street.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I'm not. I don't think we wanted to like we weren't necessarily jealous that he was with those girls.
Yeah, no.
We were just jealous that he was with any girls, or we just wanted to ruin it. It was just a straight cock block maneuver on our part.
It was. It was
and so I was driving, you were passenger. I don't know whose idea it was, but at some point somebody said, "Let's get them." And then you popped out on the passenger window, sitting on the window, leaned on top of the car, and I crashed into one of the neighbors' yards.
Neighbors' yards.
and then had to reverse and just left a trench in somebody's yard.
Dude, we decked that yard so hard it was ridiculous, dude.
And then we both opened fire with these pistols, these BB guns, at Chris and his 2 neighborhood skanks. And it's, you know what? We're lucky we didn't hit one of those girls, because
yeah,
there would have been police action if we had hit one of those 2 girls. But as soon as I guess they heard the screeching from us crashing into the neighbor's yard, they left him, and then he was just standing there like Jesus with his arms out.
Up against the privacy fence. I remember that.
And one BB happened to hit him in the shoulder and actually break through the skin. And so he got himself a wound. Everything else missed him completely. I probably fired 25 shots. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You maybe got away with 3.
Yeah, no, because I was just a boom, ooh,
yeah.
Shit,
and I was just unloading, and at some point that thing ran out of. I was just puffing air at him or whatever, but one of those BBs got him, and so at that point he had every reason to get us back.
Yeah, he did.
and then when he showed back up at the house, he was like, "Look, here's the hole," and there was definitely a BB stuck in that muscle in his shoulder, and it just popped out on its own like later that day.
No, he said that it's still in there.
That's not true, because it popped out. It popped out later that day. We were all there when it came out.
Oh, no shit! I don't remember.
Yeah, it just popped out, and but he owed us, and I'm gonna guess that it was my BB gun that did that, because the one that you had probably wasn't capable.
Right? Yeah. No, it was definitely
It was just
CO2. Oh, there he is. All right, he's back.
Yeah, probably
His
the
phone
CO2 gun with. Oh, he's back. But yeah, probably it was me that got him, and so probably the fact that my revenge was worse than yours is likely understandable. And I've never bitched about it or whatever, but well, no, I take that back. I've always bitched about it, but I've never felt like he was wrong for doing it.
Yeah. He's trying to get back on. He says his phone overheated, whatever the fuck that means. Last time I checked,
that happens. Yeah, no, that happens. Just tell him to turn on his car and set it next to the air conditioning vent.
Yeah,
or take it out of its case, and it'll quit overheating.
Hold on, I'll get him on here. Let's see.
Hey, what's up, man?
Turn on your car and put it in the air conditioning.
Yeah, well, actually,
somebody said
I had to strip off the otter box.
There you go.
Yeah. To kind of dissipate some of that heat, and now I'm in my cold ass basement. I'm trying to find a spot where I can actually get a cell phone thing, because I entered the chat room a couple times, but I just had the swirly. So yeah, I may actually run back out of my Jeep and turn the AC on, because these old ass houses, that, and I'm 12 feet underground too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me keep troubleshooting. I may actually go inside. You know what I mean?
He can't hear you, Creektown.
Oh, he can't hear
You're
me?
in my earphones.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. There's a guy in the chat that says,
and I'll try going back on, and I'll see if I have a better connection.
All right, get back, man. We got a good fucking half hour. Get back with
Oh,
us.
hell yeah, gotcha.
And other than that, we're just gonna talk shit about you.
Yeah. I was about to say this Aussie Rue in the chat says Chris is experiencing what is known as boomer technical difficulties.
Fucking
and as soon as Chris said Otterbox, I was like, no, that dude is completely right.
I said this. Boomers are fucking old.
No one has used an Otterbox since my parents.
What? I got an Otterbox on my fucking phone.
You're a fucking boomer too. You're a boomer too.
I'm a Generation X.
Yeah,
I'm
proud. You got an Otterbox on your goddamn phone.
No, I think this dude's he's a troll from another channel.
No, you had an Otterbox on your Kia Sarah phone.
I never had one of those.
I remember Biscuit had one where the ear speaker thing popped up.
Oh yeah,
and you had to stretch the antenna out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Otterbox is for boomers, bro. I don't know if you know that.
No, I use it because I fucking drop my shit all the fucking time. Otterbox is a fucking keep your shit fucking straight.
Unless you're underwater welding, you have no excuse to have an Otterbox.
Bullshit. If you fucking drink as much as I do, you got a damn good excuse. I drop my shit all the fucking time.
Bro, I have like a standard wallet case, and I drop my phone off my motorcycle at over 100, and it's still fine.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Oh. I had to get a new fucking case, but the phone was fine.
Dude, so how's Black Betty doing? And for anybody out there, they're like, it's all Betty. Matte Black Harley Davidson that I sold to Tim.
Black Betty, at this point, I should have listened to you, but I let the fucking single seat rot out in the sun.
I told you, fool.
I started with I should have listened to you.
I know, but I'm just reiterating.
At some point, the wiring for one of the two turn signals, because those aren't factory turn signals.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Got into the tire.
Yeah, underneath the rear fender. Yeah.
Yeah, so just pulling that rear fender off means you have to dismantle most of that bike.
Right.
And so right now I'm at the point where do I do it or do I pay someone to do it?
Or you can just give it back to me. And
I could just,
and then I could go to Valhalla, straight up.
I rode that bitch all the way to Iowa and back.
Yeah, that sucks. You don't ride a Sportster all the way to Iowa.
Oh, it was the last time I'll ever do anything that stupid, and it was the worst fucking thing I've ever done. I'll never do that shit again. Good Lord.
Oh, there was Chris.
Like,
sorry for the interruption, guys.
Oh, hey, Chris, by the way, there's a dude in the chat that says that you're having boomer technical difficulties.
I'm having what?
And because you said that your phone was in the boomer, yeah.
That means that's Uncle Daniel's generation. We're not boomers.
And because you said your phone is in an Otterbox, I have to agree with the guy.
Yeah, well, it is an ancient phone. I will admit I just keep it because I've actually had it in a high voltage field and it kind of held up. This phone's been microwaved and shit. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? But
well, I mean, you're just agreeing with me.
Yeah, true.
You're clearly part boomer.
No way, dude. Boomers went out and what? They're like 1945 to 1965. There's no fucking way, dude.
A boomer is the only person that would tell you they kept a phone because it made it through a microwave.
Hey,
anyone in our generation would be like, I was either too smart to microwave my phone, or my phone died in the microwave and I bought a new one.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that type of microwave. I'm talking about one like it's like it's a high power generator.
I know what you're talking about. I understand what you're talking about, but I don't think it's relevant. You're still a boomer.
No, he's not. He's an Xer. We're all Xers.
Look, the shit that I'm talking right now, I fully expect he will get me back for at some point.
Oh no, well, as if whenever I come back, you know what I mean. But I don't hold grudges like we used to hold them back in the old days.
I don't even think you have to be here.
He's expecting it, Chris. He's like, I want revenge from Chris, dude.
Do you want me to leave more notes in your truck and more photos?
I just need some attention.
Oh yeah, the fucking the granny porn shit that he put in your truck. Remember that shit? Creektown when you put the granny porn on your fucking truck.
Yes, I do. And you know what? There was a point where I was like, I better throw that shit away, and then I just didn't for whatever reason, and someone else found it.
Dude, didn't you get pulled over with it or some shit? Like, you're like, I don't know why there's this granny porn in my fucking glove box.
It was that little fucking. It was that girl from Pflugerville, Ruth, that found that shit.
Oh yeah, Ruth.
Oh, the time we got pulled over and some crazy shit was in the glove box. You were there. It was the folded up tinfoil in the glove box that the cops thought they had busted us on.
Bingo. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that one.
That was that time where you were tripping so hard you couldn't stop staring at the police lights, and you just kept going, hey, wow, man.
Yeah, because I was fucking frying balls, and those police lights looks like those dots, the candy dots. And I was like, dude, there's just like glowing candy dots. And they're like, and I was like, dude. And the cop's like,
say any of that. You just kept going, hey, wow, man.
Wow, man. And those fucking, yeah. And I was like, he's like, what do you want? And I was like, candy dots, man.
Wow, man.
They just look so sexual.
No, everything that he asked you, you answered with, wow, man.
Yeah, that's when I went on my big hippie
charge. Technically, that was my fault because we were driving into Hooterville, and I only had one headlight, so I had to cruise into town with my high beams on.
My high beams on, yeah.
And yeah, they got me for blinding them. They pulled us over. They found folded up tinfoil in the glove box that just happened to be there from the previous owner. And thank goodness when they unfolded it, there wasn't anything in it. But they were super excited as soon as they found the tinfoil.
Yeah. They were like,
woo, we got them. And pulled the tinfoil out and unfolded it on the hood, and there wasn't nothing in
there. But we were packing, and we were heading to What was that chick's
Yeah,
name?
they had my shotgun.
Well, we were
that was
we were
it
heading
Brandy?
to yeah, it was something like that. Where the chick with the dude that we used, and she's the one that taught us to put the ethamphetamines in our sodas, and so we could ride around and just drink sodas.
Oh, Lisa, Goofy Lisa. It was Goofy Lisa.
Yeah, that chick.
Yeah, Goofy Lisa's house.
Yeah, because they didn't find it.
She
and
was
that's
the
where
record holder. As far as we knew, she was the record holder because she had spent 54 days awake and vacuumed her front yard.
Yeah. Dude, the most we stayed awake, or me and you, Creektown, was it started with when we went to Pace Bend, and it ended with the black helicopter.
Contaminated. Yeah. Well, it was the contaminated cigarettes.
Yeah, the contaminated cigarettes were the part of it. We went to Uncle Jeff's, and he was throwing the brick against the wall.
And he said, either do it all or don't do it at all.
Or don't do it at all. Right. Yeah. And I beat him in fucking pool.
Yep.
I've waxed his ass in like 10 games of pool. And he was like, y'all need to get the fuck out of my house right now.
Yeah. But before you leave, take this with you.
Yep. Yeah, that was the fire.
We thought he was gonna break that glass table with that rock.
Yeah.
He kept throwing that rock against the glass table, and we thought it was gonna break the table.
Yep. Yeah. That was you, Chris. Were you there during the Uncle Jeff times, or?
I recall just a little bit, but not much.
Because you were in a
I just remember being like, I'm not going to fuck with him. But I do remember Uncle Jeff, yes.
Yeah, you were in a doper.
Well, Chris was. No, Chris was already in the service at that point.
Yeah.
Because that was when he made that like 14-inch line, or he made a couple or 3 14-inch lines across that whole fucking photo or whatever.
That photo, yeah, the framed picture.
He took a picture off the wall, like a big picture with a glass front, and he laid it on the table, and he made those giant fucking lines or whatever, and that's when he was like, do it all or don't do it at all. And we were thinking, oh, maybe we can just do a little bit of it. But he was like, no, you can't. You either do it all or don't do it at all. And everybody was scared of him.
Yeah. I was actually talking to I got with Craig recently, and we were talking about that. And he was like, dude, I don't know how we lived through that shit. And I was like, because I was driving that Intrepid all the way back, and I was like 55 miles an hour, correct degree of steering. Like I was fucking
what were we there for? We were there to get my El Camino worked on.
Yeah.
Because he was out in the yard with the push button starter plugged into the El Camino. And he was doing something to fix I don't remember what was wrong with it. I think it was probably like the brakes were bad, and he was like hooking up the motor. I don't even fucking know.
That was right after that dude fucking pulled all the lug nuts off of it. And that's because that was during my barefoot. That was during my barefoot phase. Where I went barefoot for like 2 fucking years. And
but
I was like,
we both chose do it all.
Both chose what?
We both chose do it all. Neither one of us chose don't do it at all.
Yeah, I know. I remember driving past Montopolis under the bridge. And I was like calculated as shit. I'm like, you know, and you're like, I remember you're jabber mouthing like a motherfucker. Craig's in the back seat, not saying a fucking word. You're like, yeah, you're like, and then dude, did you see Uncle Jeff's face when he beat his ass a bullet? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, 55. All right, 1 degree. Click the turn signal. Now we go over, you know, and I'm like going over like driving instructions and shit.
This motherfucker's doing algebra for a lane change.
Damn.
Oh yeah. So Chris, what was your let's give it your goal. So I told the story about how before we had like Photoshop and shit, how you had, remember the Seth thing where yeah, my so for the people out there listening, my brother-in-law, well, I don't even think I was married. Maybe I was married at the time. My brother-in-law had a girlfriend, and we all took this big group photo. And Chris actually, and it was before Kinko's and all that fucking bullshit. He actually took Seth Green's face, you know, and like superimposed it small enough, and then like hand glued it, and then like got it published as an actual photo. I don't know how the fuck you did it. Maybe Kinko's was there.
I think I used the color copier.
Yeah. And dude, and what ended up happening, Chris goes, "Oh, dude, you remember Seth? He owes you like $20. And he's like, my brother-in-law was like, "Seth, who the fuck? I don't even know a Seth, dude." And he's like, "Yeah, I remember he owes you fucking $20." And he was talking shit and blah, blah, blah. And he was like, Chris convinced this cat that this dude was an actual dude and took the picture with him holding his chick with all of us in a group, superimposed his fucking face on it, and was like, "Yeah, you remember this? Here's the picture." You know, and he was like, "What the fuck? Who the fuck was with my girl at the time? Blah, blah, blah." You know, and dude, that shit went on for a fucking year, dude. Like,
yeah, I played with them hard.
Chris didn't.
I remember when I showed him that photo. He's just like, "Dude, look, he's got my girl. Oh shit, he even stole my pose. I'm gonna get that motherfucker." You're right, Justin. He was pissed.
Dude, he was fucking pissed, dude. For like, and then like,
you're the worst.
Dude, for like a year later, like I remember we were sitting smoking cigarettes in my bedroom because we didn't smoke in the living room and shit because of the kids and all. But we're fucking drunk as fuck, and he's like, "I'm gonna get that motherfucker, man. Next time I see him, I'm gonna fucking kill that motherfucker." Blah blah. I was like, "Dude," I was like, "You still tripping on Seth?" And he's like, "Man, I'm gonna fucking murk that motherfucker." Blah blah. And I was like, "Dude." And I had it in a frame. I literally had it in a frame, and I was like, "Look, dude, look at the fucking face." And he's like, "Hey, whoa, I gotta look at his fucking face." And I was like, "Look at his face." I was like, "That's the dude from what the fuck was it?
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers." I was like, "That's Seth fucking Green from Austin Powers, dude." I was like, "It's Chris fucking with you." And he's like,
"Chris,
oh.
You damn near got somebody in Hollywood murdered."
He was like, "Oh, that motherfucker." And I was like, "Yeah, that was Chris." He was like, "I'm gonna get Chris so bad." I was like, "Dude, don't do it." I was like,
don't do it. Seriously, don't.
Yeah. Leave Chris alone, man. Chris.
Don't do it. Don't wake that dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do not. Yeah, don't poke the bear, man.
Well, and
No.
the funny thing too, in order to get into his head, he would get drunk and he would tell me all these stories, and you know he would tell the same story over and over and over. So I would memorize the story, and then I would get drunk with him, and then I would tell him the same story that he obviously told me and remembered, and then I would be, yeah, and remember Seth was over there, and that's just how I kind of eased it in, just real slow. And I remember he's going to go to my bachelor party. He's like, is Seth there? I'm going to kick his fucking ass. I'm like, nah, just drink, man. Come on. Well, you tell him I'm going to get him. Like I said, that was like the biggest betrayal that he had when he found out, because he looked at me. You know, he's just like, are you fucking with me? But he had the look on his face like someone told, like a kid that told him that Santa Claus really don't exist. You know. I mean, all this pent up hatred for, I don't know how long, was it, a year more?
It was a year, dude. It was at least a year, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that was wrong, man. I shouldn't have done that, but I mean, but it was fun at the time. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I was gonna say payback's a motherfucker, man, because when I had my Jeep wrecked, and the police officer that took the report, he gave me his card. His name was fucking Seth. And then and sure enough, you know, he had the report all wrong and everything, and had to go to the station and get it changed. Then when I got my shit in the collision center, they lost my fucking car in Springfield, Missouri. I don't know how you're going to lose a big black Jeep, but they fucking lost it. And then sure enough, the guy is like, all right, sir, can I get your name? And he goes, oh, I'm Seth. I was like, really? Come on, mother, you know. Yeah, and matter of fact too, when I moved into this house, the kids that lived here before, they wrote their name on the concrete, and then, you know, and I looked down and it says fucking Seth. And I was just like,
I mean,
yeah, I shit you not. I mean, it's like right close near where my boot is right now. Just like, motherfucker, man. Can't get away from it.
You probably deserve it, whatever it was that happened.
Oh yeah, Mickey G. I think Mickey G's from your hood. She's a Kansas cat, if I remember correctly. So Chris he's in what? You're in Joplin, right?
No, I'm close to Joplin. I'm about 45 minutes. I'm actually like 10 minutes from the border. So southeast Kansas, you can get to Missouri, you can get to Oklahoma.
Like Pittsburgh-ish?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember when we were
truck stop on the turnpike.
Yeah, right. Because I remember when we were going to your crib, shit, that was in like 2006 or some shit. We took a right instead of a left and ended up in fucking Missouri. And I was like, nah, this isn't right. We're 20 minutes from Kansas
20
State
minutes from the state line near Kickmo.
KC Mo. KC Mo.
Oh, Kansas City, Missouri. There is two different Kansas cities.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
My Kansas City freaking my paranormal incident, I put it on here before. Went to go visit my aunt, and she lived right on the border of Kansas City and Kansas City, Missouri, but on the Kansas side. And it's a long fucking story, but with a bunch of other instances. But I'll explain it like this. We had a picture that was sent to my grandma here in Texas of my cousin, and he was in his Batman outfit, like for Halloween and shit. And he's like doing the Batman pose. And there's this dude above him in the doorway. And you can see eyeglasses. You can see the outfit. You can see buttons. You can see fucking everything, like in the wood grain. And so, fast forward, I'm going to delete, or I'm going to skip over a bunch of topics, but we ended up going there, and they're like, yeah, you know, we're eating breakfast, and they're like, yeah, that's the door right there, you know, and she's like, yeah, you'll see him, no big deal. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean, no big deal? Like, it's some like ghost shit, you know. And she's like, yeah, but he takes care of the kids and he hangs out with them and he's a good dude. And you see this, yeah, you see this dude, and he starts appearing in the wood grain of the door. And
that's not okay.
Yeah, no, but he has, and it looks like Civil War jargon. Like he's got like the fucking the buttons. You could even see the fucking watch chain, like they went from one side to the other. Whole complete, and he's cut off like at the shins, right? And she's like, "Oh, you see him, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking see him. It's fucking freaky as fuck." And she's like, goes and opens up the door. And she's like, well, the reason you can't see his feet is because it's 2 steps to the ground till you get to the earth. And I was like, man, what? Yeah. And she's like, shuts the door. We go back, start eating breakfast again. And she's like, no, you'll see more of them. They're going to pop up. And sure enough, they like start, different faces start popping up. And I'm like, what the fuck is actually, you know, I'm a kid, so I'm not cursing and shit. But I'm like, what is actually going on? And she's like, yeah, they're this hill that we live on, and they live on this big ass fucking hill. They're like, this is a battleground. We did the history on the land and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, there was a big Confederate, you know, army that got abolished here. And then she takes me out back. There's 3 gravestones out in her backyard. And she's like, we haven't been able to identify those. But on the fence, and literally on the fence line, is an entire cemetery. And she's like, yeah, so we don't understand who the first 3 are, but we got, you know, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, you know, like, I was like, at that point in time, you know, this is like 1989. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good on fucking Kansas. Fuck fuck Kansas, dude. I'm good on it. But I lived on Indian Head, and Chris, you know, because you stayed with me on Indian Head. That shit had fucking ghosts in there too. Like,
yeah, I kind of recall a little bit of that. Yes.
Yeah, you know, Indian Head really had a lot of fucking. Remember how the back room? So if you go all the way down the hallway and go back to where we had the Nintendo and that, because that was the little spot. You sat on the floor and played Nintendo and shit, you know. That was spooky as fuck. And then as soon as you turn the lights off to go to the regular rooms towards the front where we beat the shit out of Uncle Daniel for the first time, it's you felt that shit. And there was that dude, I don't know if you ever saw him, but when we do dishes, there was a dude that would stand behind you in the window, because we had that front facing window.
Yeah.
And there was that dude that used to just stand there.
Yeah, I actually remember that. And yeah, it actually still get chills. I totally forgot about that fucking memory, man. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. That wasn't no bullshit, man. Yeah.
I mean, and if it was paranormal too, you know, whoever that ghost was, it seeing you clowning that monkey in the back. You know what you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Fuck, I forgot that fucking monkey. That was one of the nurses. Okay, so for anybody listening, the way to clarify it is I had a pretty much handicapped brother who's deaf, dumb, and blind. But we always had nurses that would take care of him. And one Brewster, that was that little motherfucker's name.
Bruce, yes.
Yeah. And they used to come and chill, and one of them had a monkey that would hang out in the backyard in a cage. And yeah, Brewster, that little motherfucker, man. Yeah. But they all saw that same shit. All the fucking nurses fucking saw it. And even when we got the cameo, there's fucking weird shit out there, you know. But, you know, me and Creektown were fucking, and you also, Chris, were fucking drinking, and you didn't smoke bud, but me and Creektown smoked a shit ton of bud. But we just didn't really register it as much. We're all getting fucked up and hanging out in the backyard and burning down fucking sheds and shit.
Yeah, I remember the Brewster because you fucked with him because you put on like a Darth Vader helmet or something.
Darth Vader helmet, yeah.
And you went outside.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just remember you went outside and you just started going, kind of like puffing up, and that monkey went ape shit. I mean, it was jumping around, it was throwing poop at you. It wanted you to get the fuck out of here.
Dude, okay.
We got in trouble or not on it, but it was funny.
Okay,
have you ever considered maybe? Wait, have you ever considered maybe that Daniel might have been some sort of go-between?
What do you mean?
Like, you know, he sort of, all the time I knew him, he had a foot on both sides. You think there's maybe a chance that he just had some sort of ability to allow some shit through?
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it.
Interesting.
But
yeah.
But the first time when I was on Indian Head, before Uncle Daniel came back from the military,
because
my first occasion on that was, so I was laying there. It's like I was going into third grade, and I was listening to B93.3 FM. You know, it was like the hip hop scene, you know, and they had Depeche Mode playing Personal Jesus. And when they get down to the solo part where it's just the doom 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 doom. Creektown, you come around twice. This voice came through, and it was outside of my radio, and it was completely unworldly. Like it was in my radio, it was all around me and inside of me, and it told me, give up your faith in God, you know. And I was like, oh shit, you know. And like just did the same thing any kid would do. Cover my head in blanket, you know, like fuck that, you know. And So no, there was this thing about Indian Head, and that whole neighborhood was fucking just named after fucking weird shit. And like Chris probably remembers, like when we'd go out from there to Walnut Creek and shit, or to go fucking play.
So
there's
did all
like
that weird shit happen before Daniel was born?
oh no, yeah, this is before Daniel was born. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Uncle Daniel. Yeah,
no, I was talking about your brother.
No,
I was talking about your...
yeah, no, Daniel, my brother. That's where I instilled a lot of anger and hatred and shit. That's when I started investigating into the cult, and that's when I first told God to fuck off.
Well, but that little dude would focus on shit in the room that wasn't there, and it would seem like something was happening, and then, you know, the next thing I know, I'm chilling in the room trying to close a fucking pocket knife, and I cut like 3 of my fingers, and I'm bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. Now, baby Daniel was, I always considered him like almost like Christ type of shit. You know, people would be like, you're comparing another person to Christ, but no, like he didn't have any sin with him.
Like that dude had connections.
Yeah.
That we don't necessarily understand.
He was deaf, dumb, blind, and he died at 8.5, almost 9 years old. But he would see spirits and shit. Like
he would look at stuff.
Yeah, he would look at shit.
He couldn't see nothing, but he would look at stuff.
Yeah.
And he would react to things.
Yeah.
That none of us could see.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. And before he died, I went over to Luther's and I got 25 hits of fucking acid. And I went out to the treehouse and I sat out there for 3 days and not a cloud in the sky. And my mom was like, Daniel's got pneumonia. He's going to pass. It's going to happen. And I took my 22 Ruger out there and went into the treehouse, and I sat out there and fried for 3 days. Andy showed up, and he was like, "What are you doing up here, man?" And I was like, "Dude, I think my brother's fucking dying." And he's like, "All right, well, let's hang out, smoke some bud, blah, blah, blah." And we smoked some bud and chilled out. And then I went back to my room, and Andy woke me up like 3 or 4 hours later. And he was like, "Hey, man, your brother passed, And I was like, "Fuck, dude." I went in there, and it was fucking weird. I fucking went into the fucking room, and there was this like beam of fucking light like shining on his crib. He wasn't in his crib anymore, because he had already passed. And it was just so fucking weird, dude. And I was like, and I felt fucking wicked because like of my tattoos. Like because even at that age I had fucking a shitload of tattoos. Yeah. And I was like, man, I just feel like a fucking piece of shit. But I know what I hung out with, in the world. And like, I know he's not seeing me like that, but everybody else on this world is seeing me like that because I was shirtless. I had my shirt on. And that's the first time like aunts and fucking uncles and all these other motherfuckers, seen me you know, they're like, what's this fucking kid doing with tattoos? He's not even 18 years old. And yeah, it struck me really fucking weird, dude. But you know, like I'm not gonna get off on it too much because after that, you know, like a lot of other little bullshit went down. But you know, I told him, you know, me and him had a talk, and I was like, do not fucking, you know, talk to me after this. Do not fucking hit me up. Do not fucking come walking in my kitchen one day. Or do not fucking, you know, stay the fuck away from me. I'll see you when I see you. And I don't want to have anything to fucking do with that side. And I haven't. And on mom's side, they see him all the fucking time. And he's dressed in white, and he has a white veil over his face. And they frequent him, you know, my mom and pops frequent them all the time. And they'll be like, oh, we seen Daniel, he's just walking through the hallway, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, fuck that. I'm good. I don't have shit to do with that. You know, and I told him that, you know. Anyway, y'all entertain each other for a minute. I got to take a piss.
No, I'm not ready for that.
Damn. Yeah, I got tripped out, man. I was sitting there listening to the stories, and I felt something crawling on me. I was like, what the hell is, you know, I thought it was my nerves. It wasn't my nerves. I had a big ass bug on my arm. Then I started thinking it's brown recluse. Well, I'm in the basement of a 115-year-old house, so you know what I'm saying. Then I was like, oh shit.
Nah, it's probably a black widow. It's fine as long as you don't squish it.
Yeah, well, I mean, but I don't know. At least up in Kansas, we don't have. We've got, you know, poisonous snakes, but it ain't anywhere near Texas. Spiders, that's a different story, man.
Well, there's only 2 poisonous spiders in Texas, and the last time they killed somebody was in the 80s.
Well, yeah, I mean, and like I said, for me, I don't want that sucker crawling on me. You know what I'm saying? Because I start feeling something, and it's like, wait a minute, is that my hair? And I brush my hair. All right, now it's on my back. What the fuck is it? And oh shit, now it's crawling on my arms. But it was just a damn moth.
I spent a lot of time hanging out while Daniel was around, but that's weird that they. It's probably not even weird, but it's crazy whatever the lasting effects are of having a kid in the house that you didn't get to talk to or see walk around until after. That's really interesting. And you know, if there was a place he was going to be chilling around, it would have either been the spot in Round Rock or the spot in the fucking woods.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, if where he left was the spot in the woods, if there was a spot he was going to come back to, I don't know, man. That's that's an interesting thing that I'm not ready to deal with.
You still talking about Daniel?
Yeah. Like, I mean, Daniel was he was a part of the fixture of our lives, but
yeah,
he wasn't necessarily a part of anything we did.
No, it's weird though, because I remember like Creektown, like remember how small the living room used to be because of his room.
Yeah.
You remember, like that was when the tornado hit Gerald, and we were sitting in there.
We used to be on the side closest to the windows.
Yeah, in the front.
Yeah. That's where The hole in the wall happened.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's when we first like started discovering our bullshit about like Star Wars. Like, nah, that's fake ass bullshit. Because if Darth Vader would, came up with our own little bullshit. But yeah, no, it's weird. I had Jason on here when you were here, you were there when we were doing the hot fucking hotness.
Yeah, the wings.
Yeah. I'll send you some of that, Chris. You'll fucking
hell yeah.
Dude, you'll fucking fry your balls off on that shit. That shit ain't no fucking joke.
It's like Dave, that donut, man, that you gave him.
Dude, one of the worst was remember when Meemaw made her own bread?
Oh yeah,
You put the fucking pogo pepper in the bread in the microwave with the fucking hot butter. Cocksucker, dude.
So that's why I love that bush, man.
I owe you an ass whooping for that shit. Dude.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I remember even before I left, I'd still go over there and like that time with the donuts, she had some donuts. She's just like, "Where are you going?" It's like, "I'm gonna go hang out with Justin. We'll spend the night." And she's like, "Here, I got some donuts. Be sure and give it to him." And then I was like, "All right." And then got a couple peppers on the way out. She didn't see me get them, and I just put them in a random donut, man. You guys were watching TV, and then they're like, "Hey, you got some donuts?" And then you were the dominant one in the house. You're just like, "I called it. It's mine." And you just sat there and ate that whole box. And you left David just it was a donut, but you'd already taken a bite off of it. You're like, "Here, you can have that." And he knew it wasn't poison because you were eating it and you ate the whole fucking box. And then as soon as he puts it in his mouth, I can actually hear that crunch of that little tiny green pepper. He's like, what the fuck is this? And then he's just like, and you laugh the exact same way. I mean, that was betrayal. We were kind of mean to him, man. But
that was his fucking fault. Fuck him.
I mean, nothing for nothing. I'm proud. I would have been like, "Keep your donuts, bastard," or "Fuck you," or you just took a bite out of that. I don't want it, but I guess he had the munchies and that
I dodged a fucking bullet, dude. But like, fuck that. I've earned my dues. I've taken my pain.
Oh man, what I used to hate with those peppers too, because sometimes I would get myself, but I wouldn't let you see the weakness in me. I would squish it up and put it in something, then I'll rub my eye. Fuck, man. At one time I took a leak and my feeder was burning. I was like, what the fuck is it? Who eats this shit? Dude. I mean, they're good though now, but as a kid, they weren't good.
What was it? The fucking time you put, I forgot what the fuck. Oh no, it was a bet. It was a fucking bet. Putting Ben Gay while you're fucking jacking off. And you're like, all right, you go first. And I'm like, all right, fine. Dude, most fucking horrible shit I ever experienced in my fucking life.
That pain wouldn't go away. If I'm not mistaken, we got Michael and Steven with the Bengay too, and they rubbed it on there. They're like, oh, it hurts.
It hurts so bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it helps for muscles, but you get that shit on your sack, all bets are off, man. I forgot about that. I remember I was gonna Bengay some toilet paper too. Just I wanted to experiment with the different types of pain. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you're a total dick. But no, I mean, that's what we used to do. Fuck, man. It's like testing each other's fucking you know, our fucking pain factors and skills and shit. You know, like, dude, everything we did fucking hurt. And dude, remember back in the Gap when we used to fucking go and hang out at the railroad tracks?
Yeah.
And sit underneath the bridges and shit off of Stastny and shit. Like, that was fucking, you know, brutal shit, dude. Like, you will not come out as easily as you went in.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. Trust me, man.
Dude, I've always heard you could just put some of that icy hot on the junk, and eventually you'll just fucking finish.
No shit.
If you can make it through the pain, eventually you'll just finish.
Damn.
Fuck it, I'll try it.
It has to be icy hot though, not. I don't know about Bengay.
No, Bengay fucking, you will not finish nothing. Bengay fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's just
Like,
that pain. It just keeps building and building, no matter what you do. It's just there until it wears off.
Yeah. Well, all right, man. Well, it's been fucking 2 hours and 11 fucking minutes.
Man, it was good to hear from you, Chris.
Hell yeah, man. Nice talking to you, Creektown. And my bad for the saltpeter, brother.
It fucking doesn't matter, bro. I deserved it. I don't give a shit. I love you either way.
I love you too, man.
But yeah, man. Let's fucking do this. So I know Creektown and I know Chris, I got a late what do you call it, schedule. So I don't give a shit about. I usually go to bed about 3 a.m. So it's no big thing to me. But I say we redo this. So Friday nights, I'm usually on till about 2 o'clock. Saturday nights, I'm usually on till what? Saturday nights. Yeah, about the same time. But if we can fucking find like some kind of link to do it, man, let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know, because I had a great time tonight, dude. Creektown, Chris, y'all motherfuckers, man. And I'll try to get Craig on this bitch. And we'll fucking like literally fucking rock the world. You know.
I won't miss a show with Chris, but you pulled Biscuit Head. I might have the flu that day.
Yeah, I get that. But I mean, any of those, or just get fucking pajama amare on it. You know, I'm down. Yeah.
I don't know if we could get a amare.
Dude, tell him I'll punch him in the forehead if he doesn't, because that's what he did to me. Fucking cock knocker.
This is a normal show thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, let's fucking make it more. How the fuck would you say it? Let's make it more happen than didn't happen. You know?
Yeah, I agree. Well, hell, and even then too, even though I did quit drinking, I still can have an occasional drink. Not this week because of my system got all that juice pumped in it, but maybe next time I might be able to have a couple beers with you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It ain't gonna hurt. I just got to be extremely careful with my head, but
yeah.
I don't think 2 will get me. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I don't know what it is, and I don't have enough money to fucking find out. But like, I got the Michael J. Fox fucking syndrome. Like my whole shit's like, and it's not even just at a certain time or anything, but I'll start to shake, and then the fucking shake just start shaking, and I'm fucking like, it's fucking weird. I don't know, but yeah, it fucking sucks balls. It fucking sucks.
I don't
Feel
know.
you
There's
there, man.
like 93 cleanses for that. You can probably fix most of them.
Yeah, well, I think it's
I don't know
think
if
it's my
I
medication.
like do anything other than subtract from the popularity of the channel, but I'm happy to be here.
Dude, I was glad you fucking showed up, man.
Yeah,
I know
man,
it's a
it's
work
been a
night
blast,
for you.
man.
Yeah. Y'all motherfuckers, man, y'all make
Fuck
my
yeah,
life learn a
Chris.
lot of shit. Y'all niggas 100. Like, no bullshit.
Happy to support, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna shut it down so
And
everybody can get
by the
their
way,
shit.
I get
Yeah.
why you're jealous.
Okay.
I get why you're jealous of Chris's hair. That shit is fucking beautiful. You
Yeah.
shitty son of a bitch.
Fucking cocksucker. Fucking had short hair his entire life, wasting it away. It's like a fucking porn star never doing fucking porn because he has a huge cock.
This motherfucker showed up with curlers.
I know, dude. Fucking fuck his mom, dude. That's all I'm saying. Fuck your fucking Wilma,
There's
dude.
a song I keep thinking of. I think it's Ugly Kid Joe. I hate everything about you.
About you, yeah. No, that's fucking Aunt Wilma, and I fucking hate her for it.
Chris, I love you. Breezy, love you.
All right,
All
love
right,
you
so
too, man.
hey, everybody, tell the guests and tell everybody watching, give your sign off, and well, fuck with it. We'll start with you, Creektown. Come on, Creektown. All right, well, Chris, tell everybody. His shit broke.
Oh,
Tell
You-
everybody your sign off, man.
all right, guys. You have a good one, man. Peace.
Right on. Everybody out there, one love, God bless. Keep searching for the truth because it's out there. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the love and all the comments and everybody who's watching my show, man. No bullshit. I'm not a podcaster. I'm not one of those dudes that is strictly looking for views on my shit. But I appreciate y'all tuning in. One love. Boom and boom.